run across Nepal. I've just set off in the morning. I stayed in this village here where a kind shopkeeper let me stay in his place. It was pretty basic, but it's better than I expected, because there was nothing for hours and hours yesterday. And then just as the sun went down, I got to a little village, no vehicles. So yesterday's plan was just to go to get a vehicle, off route, a couple of days rest, and then back on where I left off. So that plan has changed a little bit. I'm gonna carry on along my route and then do the same as I wanted to yesterday, but just further up the route. So to get up to the next major road is 23k, I think, so very, very short today. So I'm going to take it really easy and see if I can meet more people, that kind of thing. The shopkeeper actually mentioned a shortcut, which is this bridge. He said it's a new bridge. It's not on my map, and what's on the other side of this valley, he said there's a road that follows the river. That's not on my map either, but I thought low miles today, so even if I go wrong, I have to backtrack. I'm just going to take it, see where it takes me. I set off as well 1 or 2 hours earlier than I normally do, because as soon as the sun came up, I just packed my stuff and left. The shopkeeper was up, so I've got no reason to stay around. I didn't want to impose myself too much on him, so I left. So let's see what happens today. But the plan is definitely still to find a nice hotel at the end of today and take a day or maybe even 2 days rest. I've mentioned in the last couple of videos that I'm feeling very strong, and I'm doing full marathons. I did two full marathons recently. My daily average is constantly increasing as well. So I'm actually scheduled to finish at least two, but maybe 3 or 4 weeks early. And I kind of thought, I could change my flights. Or I could just really slow down and I kind of see where the adventure takes me. So why not take 2 days rest? I really enjoy the rest days. It's such a contrast staying in a nice hotel compared to kind of sleeping either in the jungle or on a plank of wood somewhere. It just adds to the variety, it adds to the fun of everything. So let's see what happens today. In the UK, when I planned it, I used all sorts of maps, kind of pick images of Nepal, satellites. I would layer them all on top of each other in Photoshop, and then kind of switch layers on and off to plan the route. So I might look at an elevation map, and then switch to a trail map, and then switch to a Google map, that kind of thing. When I'm out here, mainly I use a map called OSM, which is OpenStreetMap, which is kind of like the Wikipedia of maps. It's people contribute to the map. It's totally free, open source, and there are lots of apps on phones that make use of this map. So the one that I use is Map Out, and I find it really, really useful. I just think I can't believe it's not more popular than it is. There are things that I think View Ranger. I think Map Out is much better, in my personal opinion anyway. It lets you, it's got obviously all the routes, so it's much more detailed than Google, certainly for trails. I would say for everything really. And you can just, with your finger, you can just draw a route and it kind of snaps to paths and trails and roads. Very, very easy. All my GPS data is on there. Not in terms of tracking. I track on my watch because it uses less battery than my phone, but day to day I can change my route on my phone, and then send it to my watch if I need to, or just keep it on my phone. But it's really, really useful. This road here is not on that map, and it's quite a long road. At the end of it is a bridge that is apparently new. So for example, I'm tracking this on my watch, so I've got the GPS data. I can log into OSM and I can update it myself, like I would with Wikipedia, and add this road onto it. And this is a fairly wide road. I've actually seen a bus go down here, a few 4x4s. So this should be on the map. It's not, maybe it's new, but I can add it. And there are a few places during this trip where I've noticed that I can add stuff to the map. Now the map is actually detailed enough that it's actually had paths on it which took me through paddy fields that were, the path was maybe 20 centimeters wide. I had to kind of balance like on a tightrope to get through. And even those kinds of parts were on the map, but some aren't, so I will add it. There were entire days that were not on the map, so I can go back and certainly fill that in. And it kind of feels quite good to literally be filling in the map as I go along. I was planning to say a few words about the 1/2 milestone that I reached yesterday. As I crossed the milestone, I was actually in a little bit of a rush to get to a village before sunset, so I didn't really have too much time to take it in. Now that I have, to be honest, it's kind of gone out of my mind. It's very useful in terms of I know what's in front of me now, what's ahead of me. It's the same distance as I've already done. That gives me a little bit of good, useful information in terms of how much to do each day, what to expect, obviously a little bit of experience, a little bit of language skills. But to celebrate the milestone, I think, too much would kind of be like celebrating before crossing the finishing line. There's still a lot to do. And that's what my mind is on, is what's ahead of me, not the fact that I've done half. I've had a lot of memorable moments, really, really great times, met a lot of great people, and looking forward to the next half. Stopped for lunch in that place there, and I noticed that I'm kind of starting to get used to the ways that things work here. I noticed when I was paying, and the owner of the place, I was kind of going through my notes, and I remember when I first got here, obviously brand new currency, I had to kind of read each note, what's that one, not that one, and he, I think, assumed that would still be the case, so I got my money out, and he was saying that one's 5, that one's 20, and I kind of just, I'm already used to it. I know exactly what colour, which denomination it is, and I just got all the right notes out, gave it to him straight away, and then had a bit of a chat about what I'm doing. So I told him what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and a few other little details, all in Nepali, and he was kind of shocked. He knows a little bit of English, but it's just little moments like that kind of made me realise, okay, I've been here for over a month now, done half of the route, and I'm really kind of starting to get used to the place. So I've made it to the bus stop. This is where I'm going to be. In fact, I will stop my tracking. This is where I'm going to come off my route, head into a big town, which apparently is the 3rd biggest in Nepal, Narangat. There's some nice hotels there. I'm going to take at least one day. I finished today quite early, so today might be a half, effectively, so it might be 1.5, that might be enough. Maybe 2.5 is necessary. Made it to the big city where I'm going to have at least one rest day, and to be honest, I've want to kind of, it's impressive, it's big, it's sprawling, it's definitely different to what I've seen so far on the trip. It is pretty big. But to be honest, I just want to get back out into the countryside. It's just loud and dusty and quite anonymous. But anyway, I'm going to have a good rest here. I'm going to get lots of food, lots of rest, lots of sleep, and onwards in probably 2 days.